Hello there, everybody. This is Guineith speaking. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was just watching a YouTube video of somebody called Jack Morgan, RLP. And RLP stands for Red Leather Podcast. He was talking about this. He was sort of like reviewing this guy's video that he made, and he was a fellow Gen Xer, also 50 years old. I'm 50 years old now, so that's pretty interesting. But he was saying, what do I tell my kids about the future? And yeah, what do you tell your kids about the future? What is the world going to look like in 10 years' time? What's it going to look like in 15 years' time? You know, we've got a bunch of insane psychopaths who think they run the show. And all these international people. You know who I'm talking about. Anyone with half a brain knows who I'm talking about. I'm just about crying here because it's so true. But what was happening was just after this video, an ad came on. It was for, Mind Valley Superbrain, and, about this kid who had a head injury when he was a little kid. Hit his head on a chair, fractured his skull, got this brain injury, and that's full on. So it was something pretty similar happened to a very close relative of mine who's a dear friend. I've known this guy my whole life, and he was 19 when I was born, and he's the sweetest, nicest, kindest guy that you could ever imagine. Really, really Christian, good-hearted guy. Honest as the day is long. But he has this brain injury. And he's in his late 60s now. He got the jab. He's got cancer. And he lives in West Australia. And I'll never see him again. This is a microcosm of what's going on all over the world. I'm sorry for crying, but seeing this video, this guy, I think his children were maybe a bit younger than my children. My children are in their 20s. They're grown men. I think his children are maybe in the age range of 7 to 15. But, what do you... when the world's falling apart, what do you tell your children? What do you tell relatives who have a brain injury and, just so innocent, so naive. Just the doctor comes up and says, "You gotta do this." I thought, "Oh, okay, I guess the doctor says so." You know, I love that. I love my relative. I love him. He's, if the whole world is filled with people as good, as innocent, as sweet, and as kind as my brother, there'd be no problems on the earth. But it's just, it's so sad. They did something really, really bad to him. They really did. And now he's not going to live out the full course of his life, probably. And then there was this Mind Valley ad immediately after that. Well, you know, what do you want to be? I spent my whole life asking that question myself. And I've never been able to figure out a way to really earn an income off of something that I do myself. It's always been government handouts. I don't like that. I really don't. I want to know. You know, I've been even reading Robert Kiyosaki's books for, you know, when Archie was alive. Archie was a big Robert Kiyosaki fan. At that time, he only had one book, and that was If You Want to Be Rich and Happy, Don't Go to School. And Archie said, that's my sort of book. I think he retitled it Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I think it might be the same book, I don't know. But the name, If You Want to Be Rich and Happy, Don't Go to School, really resonated with Archie, because Archie was somebody who didn't deal well with the school system, and the school system didn't deal well with him. If you were to ask me what I want to do, I would say everything, nothing means anything, really. Two things really matter. A person's relationship with Jesus Christ, that sets their soul on the right track, on the course to heaven. The second thing is food. Because if you don't have food, nothing else matters. Because you're going to starve. And then you'll be meeting Jesus anyway. Seems dark, doesn't it? What about when your food systems are destroying the soil, the water, the planet? Your food systems are desertifying the whole world, globally. What are you going to do then? There is no future without food. Vladimir Putin wrote his PhD thesis. I'm sorry, I've been crying. My nose is running. Vladimir Putin, president of Russia, while he was running for that post. In the Russian elections, he wrote his PhD thesis just for something to do. And he said the real currency of the world is not gold or silver, not anything else, not fiat money, not US dollars, not oil, nothing else really matters. The driving force that really runs the world is calories. Calories. Food. Because if you don't have food, nothing else matters. At all. And that's another nut that I'm still in the process of cracking. I've got gardens, but I live in a semi-arid climate. We've got 3 months in the spring. We've got 3 months in the autumn. That is, if it doesn't go straight from freezing cold, ice on the pits, water bowls in the morning, maybe, up to a 1/4 inch thick, up to that thick, 1/8 of an inch, not a quarter, that would be that thick, about an 1/8 of an inch thick ice on the pits, water bowls in the winter. You can't grow anything then, unless it's kale, maybe silver beet, maybe some onions. Then you might have in the spring 3 months of nice weather. Warm, wet, maybe. And then it goes into baking hot. And then it stays baking hot for maybe 5, 6 months, maybe 7 months. And then you've got 3 months in the autumn of really, really nice weather, if it rains. How do you grow food in a climate like that? I'm surrounded by cats. Blackie. With no car, living in the middle of nowhere. How do you make an income? I can cut wood for myself. By the end of a wood cutting session each evening, I'm feeling like going in and sitting in the sofa and just making myself dinner, and sometimes I just drop off to sleep for an hour or so while the dinner's cooking. I couldn't do it for a living. I have an axe, but even if I had a chainsaw, I still couldn't do it for a living. I've actually had an electric chainsaw, but it vibrates my hands. I've got rheumatoid arthritis. I know it would destroy my hands within months. I was using a chainsaw every single day. I'd destroy the nerves in my hands. What would be the point of that? You know? Yay, let's just sacrifice your hands on the altar of Mammon. No more hands. No, thank you. I can grow cactuses. They'll grow here. They don't care what the weather does, they just keep growing. Boiling hot, freezing cold, wet. They keep going anyway. they just do. You know, they just really do. Oh, you're so cute. Look at that. Cactuses, prickly pears, Peruvian apple cactus, Trichocereus bachianus. Beautiful. Olive trees. Oranges are a bit more of a challenge, lemons are a bit more of a challenge, but I've got my first fruiting lemon tree making more lemons than I can use. Or slightly more lemons than I can use. Then I make myself a lemon water. It's kind of lemonade. I just chop up the pieces of lemon and put them in a water bottle. And fill it up with water from the tank. I can do that. I can make fences. I can make gardens. Maybe I can teach other people how to make fences and gardens and grow food in this sort of climate, because prickly pears are really, really good staple actually. Hello. You are beautiful. Tuppence. Little tuppence. Little baby tuppence. They just had their lunch. They're having a oh my gosh. You know, breeding dogs. Breeding cats. Do that. Only thing is, here in Victoria, they ban the breeding of dogs and cats for profit. I can give them away. Can't I? But I'm not going to give away Blackie and Tuppence. Oh, I do love you so much. I do. I do. Oh, you're so beautiful, Tuppence. There's another kitten as well. I'm going to keep 3 kittens out of this litter. Blackie and Tuppence. And another one I've decided to call Bracken. Bracken is a Gaelic word. It means spotted tartan. This is a calico. So I've got a black, a ginger, and a calico that I'm keeping. Look at you. Look at you. Oops! Oops, oops, oops. I meant to do that. Dealing with an arid, semi-arid climate. I don't live in a desert, I live in a eucalyptus woodland. But if I didn't have my own water resources that other people and who were here before me and myself have built, there wouldn't be any water here, so I guess it would be a desert. But the trees are huge. They're amazing. They predate white settlement. I've shown you the trees lots of times. I'm going to show you them again. Twenty acres of them. But they have their own dangers as well, of course. But one thing I learnt growing up in Rotorua was I asked my dad one day, I said, Dad, say this is a volcano, what would happen if the volcano erupted? He said, don't worry about it. I said, I said, if this volcano erupted, you wouldn't even know about it. Meaning it would be instant death. Because we lived immediately at the foot of Mount Nortaha, which is just, on the outskirts of Rotorua. It's Mount Nortaha. N-G-O-T-A-H-A. And the mountain went up at about a 45-degree angle. And it was a rhyolite dome. If it erupted, we would be toast. We were about the same distance as from where I'm sitting to my front gate. Right. That's about 250 metres. We would not know what hit us. If the Rotorua caldera erupted, and that was only 5 kilometres away, we wouldn't know what hit us. We'd be gone. Instantly. Instant death. Would be vaporised. If a bushfire came through here, if I had enough warning, I'd get Lily, my horse, put the pack saddles on her, hop on her, open all the gates, open the chicken pens, allow the cats and the dogs to follow, and ride out of here with the pack saddles, me riding Lily. But perhaps we wouldn't be able to outride the bushfire and we would all go toast. That's the end. Then, hello, Jesus. I hope I did well enough that my name is written in the Lamb's Book of Life. I want to please God. I want to please Jesus. I want to be the sort of person that he would be proud to call his friend. Well done, good and faithful servant. That's what I want to hear. If you have not given your life to Jesus Christ, you need to do that. He died a horrible, torturous death to give you eternal life. He died on the cross for you. I don't care what any stupid church says. I've had it up to the guts with churches. But Jesus Christ is beautiful. Study his life. Study his deeds. Study what sort of person, what sort of a man he was. How he treated the people around him. And you'll be deeply impressed. And you will want to do the sorts of things that he did. I can't walk on water. Sometimes I've been able to lay my hands on the sick and have them miraculously recover. But, not like he can, not like just whole fields of sick people, just be able to wave your hands, just have everybody in a crowd of thousands just instantly healed from whatever diseases. That would be really marvellous. That would be great. But that wasn't the greatest miracle that Jesus did. It says he healed them all. Thousands of people. Maybe they lined up. Maybe he just went, waved his hands and healed them all. Maybe he did that. But his greatest miracle has been in the hearts of men and women all over the world, transforming them. Archie was a violent gangster, gang leader. He really was. Jesus got a hold of him, changed him, made him beautiful. Before Jesus got a hold of him, he was a very violent man. He had to be. His survival depended on it. He was from Glasgow. That's a violent city. He could still fight. He still did fight when he needed to. But it became a last resort instead of a first resort. And it's not just Archie. It's thousands of people all over the world. Watch my documentary. It's not my documentary. I didn't make it. But the documentary that's on my YouTube channel on Archie. We know where you're coming from. That's the sort of man he was. His small, imperfect reflection of Jesus on this earth. A small, imperfect reflection, but a reflection nevertheless. That's it. You know, give your life to Jesus Christ. He will transform you into the sort of person that you were always meant to be. A lot of Christians, they say, oh, start going to church. I'm not going to tell you to go to church. In fact, I'd probably say avoid churches at this stage. But get a hold of a Bible. Study the life